Alright guys, with Will Russell here, and tonight I'm going to be reviewing the WWE United Kingdom Championship Tournament Night 2. This will of course be the night where the winner of the United Kingdom Championship Tournament 2018, Zack Gibson, would face the UK champion Pete Dunne in the main event. This show was also kind of like an NXT show. They showcased a load of the big NXT stars, Aleister Black, Shayna Baszler, Ricochet, all those guys. The Undisputed Era would all be on this show too. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The opening match on the show, by the way, Shayna Baszler shirt on today, appropriate. Opening match on the show was Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate taking on the Undisputed Era, obviously Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong for the NXT Tag Team titles. The night before this, Bate and Seven earned themselves this title opportunity by pinning by pinning Kyle O'Reilly in that six-man tag. This matchup was fantastic, just fantastic tag team fundamentals from all these guys. Early on, obviously, Bate and Seven got the momentum. As the match progressed, it would start to slow down. The heat segment, I loved how long this match was for its pacing. Though its pacing was absolutely fantastic. Strong and O'Reilly would take control. But then there was this fantastic spots towards the end where it obviously breaks down into four ways, and you've got obviously O'Reilly hits an axe, and then Strong comes in, and he hits a rocket kick, and obviously Bate comes in. There was a fantastic spot, honestly, where Bate and Seven, I believe it was on Tyler Bate. They hit an axe, and then they hit the smash, and then that was kicked out. Then you had a brainbuster from Kyle O'Reilly, that was kicked out of two. Just a really, really great pace. You had a dead man's dive from Tyler Bate to the outside of the ring on Roderick Strong at one point. This was just a fantastic tag team fundamentals match that you'd expect from these four guys. And in the end, Mustache Mountain win the tag team titles. Trent Seven hits Kyle O'Reilly with the 7 Stars Lariat. They then hit a kind of combination Argentine a Burning Hammer knee drop combination for the 1-2-3. Bate and Seven win the tag titles. 4 stars is a great opener, really easy to recommend, really fast paced, not too long either, really fantastic. I think this was just over 10 minutes, one of the better over 10 minute match, well, not like one of the better, but really, really great matchup for the time it got. Second match on the show, we had Charlie Morgan against Killer Kelly. We saw Killer Kelly on last night's show as he took the pin in the triple threat match with Toni Storm and Isla Dawn. This match was kind of cold. The crowd honestly didn't really care, and in the end, I didn't care that much either. Charlie Morgan won with a roll-up. I thought this match was actually really sloppy. Very, very just kind of meh from these girls. I can tell that they both need a lot of work, and I'm only going to give it 2 stars. In the end, Charlie Morgan rolls up Killer Kelly just with a roll-up off a suplex. It was kind of an anticlimactic finish, but that was the end of the matchup. 2 stars I'm going to give that matchup. Third match on the show, and we had the triple threat match for the number 1 contendership to the UK Championship. It was originally Flash Morgan Webster, Mark Andrews, and Travis Banks, the loser of the final of the United Kingdom tournament. But this matchup, Johnny Saint, before this matchup kicked off, Johnny Saint would come out and announce that this match was now a fatal 4-way, and we would get the return of Noam Dar. As soon as Dar came out, you knew he was going to win. This matchup had a great pace to it, just like the opener. But this felt like no fatal 4-way the WWE do these days. It wasn't like, oh, you send 2 guys out and 2 guys do a singles match. This was a 4-man match or a 3-man match pretty much 90% of the time, and I love that because the crossover spots where Morgan Webster would hit a knee and Dar would come in and hit a drop kick or something, and Mark Andrews would do all his insane high flying and moonsault to the outside and that sort of stuff, and obviously Travis Banks would come in as the Kiwi Buzzsaw, and his stiff kicks were excellent, and this match had a great pace. All 4 men, the desire, the passion that they showed for wanting to get that number 1 contendership back, which, I mean, Travis Banks I don't think should be in the match because he just lost the number 1 contenders match, basically. But it's great intensity from all 4 men as well. Really, really great stuff. Towards the end of the matchup, there was a great spot where Noam Dar had Mark Andrews in a knee bar. Travis Banks got in and put Mark Andrews in like an STF. Then Flash Morgan Webster stopped Mark Andrews from tapping out. He got in. He just again broke down into a 4-way. Everyone took each other out. Noam Dar spiked the arm of Travis Banks on the ropes. This was after Mark Andrews had missed a shooting star press. Mark Andrews, sorry, I'm having a moment. Travis Banks, his arm, we played off the injury the previous night. His arm was spiked on the ropes, and Noam Dar gets in the ring, gives him the step up enziguri, the Dar kick or whatever he calls it, and that puts out Travis Banks. Noam Dar is the number one contender for the title. This was a very good matchup, really fast paced. 3.5 stars I'm going to give this. Very entertaining little 4-way here. Fourth match on the show, we had Adam Cole defending the North American title against Wolfgang. This was the second match on the show where the crowd were actually really cold. Now, they loved Adam Cole. They absolutely loved it when Adam Cole was on offense. Wolfgang, unfortunately, had the task of working with Adam Cole, and Adam Cole's a fantastic worker. The problem is he's so over everywhere that when you put a babyface like Wolfgang, who has very little character to the NXT universe, or to the WWE universe really, they're not going to get behind him. And they weren't behind him in this matchup. Adam Cole was the clear babyface. He actually did a clear babyface comeback at one point as well. He hit the kneecap brainbuster. He did all of his Adam Cole baby stuff. But in the end, Wolfgang missed a moonsault. He went for the howling. Adam Cole got the knees up. Adam Cole hit Anushka Roshi, and then Adam Cole hit the Shining Wizard to the back of the head, the last shot as they are calling it in NXT. For the 1-2-3, he retains the North American title. This match was good. I'd probably give it 3 stars. The crowd did hurt a bit for me, but 3 stars. Still a good match on the show. Then we had like the NXT Showcase Tag Team match with all the big players. Aleister Black and Ricochet against Velveteen Dream and EC3. This was really fun, really entertaining stuff from these 4 guys. We had this great spot where Aleister Black and Ricochet both sat in the ring and taunted their both 2 opponents. But then the heels would start to work over Aleister Black, shockingly. And then they would start to work over Ricochet, and they kept swapping, and each man would get the hot tag, but then they'd get cut off. And I was just like, this is just sound tag team psychology from 4 guys who are generally singles guys. Obviously, Ricochet's had a lot of work in tag team action with Matt Sydal. EC3, not a lot of tag team action for him in any part of his career, really. But just really, really fun tag team fundamentals. Dream hit the cartwheel Death Valley Driver. He hit that spinning reverse DDT thing. Like, it was really, really cool. Ricochet got in there and just did what Ricochet does. Tope con helos, that sort of thing. Just, he's Ricochet. He's amazing. In the end, the leg of Velveteen Dream would get injured. I think he fell off the top rope and injured his knee, and that cost his team the match. He bailed on EC3, and EC3 turned around into Black Mass from Aleister Black. 1-2-3, Black and Ricochet win. After the matchup, Ricochet holds the NXT title for a second before giving it back to Black. Kind of a message just saying that I want to be next in line for that. I would love Ricochet and Aleister Black. That sounds awesome on paper. I would also like Ricochet and Johnny Gargano. If anybody in WWE is listening to me, Ricochet, Johnny Gargano could be immense. Literally, that could be immense. Seriously. This match here, though, very, very fun match. 3.5 stars again to this one. A lot of very, very good matches on this show. Speaking of another very good match, Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, takes on Toni Storm, the last who won the Triple Threat matchup on night 1. This was very interesting, and I really like Shayna Baszler. To me, is the best heel wrestler in the world, probably, at the minute. The best female heel wrestler in the world at the minute is what I mean, sorry. She's just... I'm just sorting my fan out, sorry. She just has a way and a stage presence about her that makes you dislike her, and everybody dislikes her as this natural heel, and that's great, because you can appreciate her work, but also appreciate that she's a heel, and she's supposed to be booed. She's dastardly, she's rough and rugged, and that's why you're supposed to hate her. She attacked the ankle maliciously of Toni Storm. She stomped on it, kind of like she did to Dakota Kai's arm. She locked it in knee bars and stuff like that, and it was just great psychology, and she did these fantastic leg kicks as well, which called back to her MMA days, which I really loved. And then Toni Storm would get her comeback. She would hit a stink face in the corner. She would hit the Storm Zero out of nowhere, but that would damage even more the compromised leg. She couldn't get the cover quick enough, so Baszler kicked out. Baszler would lock in that Kirifuda clutch, but Storm would fight and fight and fight and roll towards the ropes and roll out the ring. Baszler got out the ring, leant against the barricade, locked in the Kirifuda clutch, choked out Toni Storm, got in the ring. Toni Storm was counted out, which I thought was a fantastic finish. Because I said to my friend when we were watching it, I was like, oh my god, if they do a count-out finish, that is going to get her so much heat, because they don't like those finishes in NXT. And so, that's how you get someone heat, and this is why I love Shayna Baszler. As I said, I think she's the best heel women's wrestler on the planet at the minute. To me, very good matchup, 3.5 stars. After the matchup, Baszler choked out Toni Storm again. And at the minute, it looks like Kairi's going to be the girl in Brooklyn. I would not have Baszler lose the belt yet, to be honest. I think you could go a while with this. I know we really just had a long title reign with Asuka, but I think you could give her a long title reign, and we could pull this out and have a fantastic title reign for Shayna Baszler. 3.5 stars again, very fun matchup. That moved us into the main event of the show, the UK tournament winner of 2018 against the finalist of 2017, the current UK champion, the longest reigning champion in UK title history, because there's only been 400 days, I believe he had at this point. Pete Dunne taking on Zack Gibson, Liverpool's number 1. Sorry if I'm stumbling a bit, guys, I'm a bit tired. This match was excellent. Pete Dunne and Zack Gibson worked a fantastic style that was unlike any Pete Dunne match I've ever seen, because Pete Dunne usually in his matchup is the devious one, he's the callous and vindictive one. Here, it seemed like he was steps behind Gibson, and it seemed like Gibson had so much momentum going into this after winning the tournament with 3 successive Shankly Gates finishes, that it was like, how could Pete Dunne actually overcome Gibson? And at the beginning of this matchup, Gibson dominated Dunne. He worked on the arm naturally, he put him in a key lock and sent him into the barricade, and then continuously worked on the arm, stomping on it, attacking it at every single possibility. But Dunne, he got his comebacks, he got a giant headbutt, he got an X-Plex for a near full, and there was this fantastic spot halfway through, probably, where these men were just exchanging headbutts, and they were pretty safe headbutts too, which I appreciated, but there was still drama to them, which was fantastic. At one point, both men were outside after Dunne had hit a moonsault to the floor. Gibson went for a helter-skelter on the ramp like he did to Flash Morgan Webster in the semi-finals on night 1. Dunne countered that into a guillotine, I believe, and then he then got out of that and hit an X-Plex to Zack Gibson on the ramp, but Gibson kind of landed on Dunne's arm. Excellent psychology. It probably wasn't intentional, but I'm going to say excellent psychology. Gibson sold that like it was painful as hell. They get back in the ring. Gibson, though, takes control again, locks in Shankly Gates, but Dunne consistently fights out of Shankly Gates. He fights out of Shankly Gates. Dunne, the heart, the soul of this man. He's the heart and soul of the UK division at the minute. And the heart and soul was shown in this match was effective in every single way in getting him over as the star that I think Pete Dunne can be. 24 years old, Pete Dunne. He is fantastic at this thing. He's one of my favourites in the world at the minute. He is excellent. He is great at selling. Dunne, after hitting the bitter end and having Zack Gibson kick out, which was awesome, I never saw him kicking out of the bitter end. I think that's the first person to kick out of the bitter end. He put Zack Gibson on the top rope, maybe going for a top rope bitter end. Zack Gibson, though, out of nothing really, on the top rope, hit him with a top rope helter-skelter. Dunne kicked out. Gibson locked him straight in the Shankly Gates. But Dunne got out of that again. Awesome stuff here. Gibson went to the top rope. Dunne caught him with a forearm. Hit him with the bitter end for a second time. 1, 2, 3. Pete Dunne retains the UK title. This was an excellent main event. An excellent way to end the United Kingdom tournament of 2018. An excellent way to end 2 nights that were really, really fun, really, really rewatchable, and were very easy to recommend. 2 nights, they flew by, honestly. Really, really good show. A really, really good United Kingdom tournament this year. And the future for the NXT division looks bright. The future for the NXT UK division looks bright with talent like Travis Banks, Dave Mastiff, Mark Andrews, Jack Gallagher, Noam Dar, obviously. The women, you've got your Toni Storm. At the minute, no one outside of Toni Storm has particularly excited me. I have always thought that there are some talented women on the indie circuit. Obviously, Bae Priestley, Nixon Newell, those girls. But yeah. The future looks bright for NXT UK and NXT as a whole. And this show was a winner. Very, very good show. At the end of the show, Dunne went up the ramp, and all the guys backstage came out and congratulated him. Triple H said that we are NXT, and that was the end of the show. I'm going to give the 2 nights as a whole, I'm going to rate the 2 nights as a whole an 8 out of 10. Very easy to watch. There weren't a lot of great matches, but I thought there were 3 in total. Well, 4 in total. The tag match on this show, the opening tag with Mustache Mountain and Undisputed Era, the 6-man from the last show, the main event of the last show with Zack Gibson and Travis Banks, and the Pete Dunne match was the Pete Dunne Zack Gibson match on this show. What I would say is the match of the 2 nights. Excellent main event, 4.25 stars to the main event, and that ends the United Kingdom Tournament of 2018. So guys, thanks for watching. This has been Raw Wrestle. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Tell me your thoughts. What did you think to the United Kingdom Tournament of 2018? What do you think to Pete Dunne retaining? What do you think to Zack Gibson's performance? To me, he was the performer of the tournament, the performer of the 2 nights. I thought Zack Gibson was fantastic, and I think he's a heel that the UK brand can be built around, with guys like Tyler Bate as the baby faces, your Flash Morgan Webster, who I hope he gets a big push in the division because he is fantastic. Jack Gallagher. Who was your maybe most underrated guy in the tournament? I thought Joe Coffey was excellent. He actually came out after the 4-way, him and Mark Coffey came out after the 4-way and attacked everybody outside of Noam Dar. So obviously they're setting them up as maybe the tag team for the division against guys like Mustache Mountain. And obviously there'll be a couple of other teams. So yeah guys, I guess thanks for watching. This has been Revolver Wrestler. Oh, we had a moment there guys. Thanks for watching. This has been Revolver Wrestler.